Knuckle Fighting Championship presents BKFC 50, Friday, September 22nd. In the main event, Lorenzo the Juggernaut Hunt puts his world title on the line against the undefeated Chris Camozzi. Also, heavyweights collide in the co-main event when heavy hitter Josh Cuddly Bear Copeland knuckles up with former boxing champ Steve Aurelius. Watch history unfold live on the BKFC app. Download it at bkfc.com.
We are all the way live from Satellite 5. I'm Brian Socia here with the Bare Knuckle Show. Most of you probably trying to gut your day through your workday, hungover from yesterday, full bellies of hot dogs. I know Evan likes the hot dogs. Hamburgers, I know you're into them, Brandon. Everyone's excited to be here today, myself included. We're going to have a special guest on in just a minute. I think you'll really like to hear from him. Also, today we're going to be talking about, we're going to call it Pick a Fight. Who's next? What's next for Mike Perry? We've signed him, but everyone's asking. So I want to know, you can drop it in the comments now and throughout the show, who do you want to see Mike Perry against next? We'd love to hear that from you. We're going to get into that. Plus some new BKFC signings. We'll be talking about that as well. A BKFC race car update, how they did in the race a couple weeks ago at Daytona, which was huge for us that they were in that race. BKFC 50 news. We're also going to be talking about BKFC 51. These shows bang, bang, coming up one after another. So we're very excited about that. And speaking of that, we'll do the calendar of events because we have a lot going on here at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, and we want to keep you updated. But we're also going to show some fighters. We like to show unique ways they're training or just having fun like fighters do. We'll get into that as well. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is last week when I was at the Bare Knuckle Beach House, we talked about celebrity deaths. And last week, we lost Terry Funk, big-time pro wrestler, Bray Wyatt, young pro wrestler, and Bob Barker. So we were talking about who we're going to lose this week. It's not funny, but it is. We had more deaths this week. We just shouldn't talk about this, I guess. Who we have? Jimmy Buffett, 76. He was in hospice care, but we lost him. Evan, Jimmy Buffett fan?
Yeah, I had a couple margs in his honor.
Did you
I'm
really?
glad you're starting off the show on
With
such
death.
a fucking high note.
We have to get the death out of the way. Well, the high notes that we're all here, we're not dead.
I mean, what a fucking douchebag.
There he is. I was coming to him next. Yeah,
What a fucking
let me tell you who
douchebag.
the douchebag is. Can I tell you? The douchebag is the
What
guy.
is funny about any fucking celebrity death?
It's not funny. It's the fact that we're still here. But the funny part of this with you is that he comes in. I'm like, I might talk about these celebrities that died because we talked about it last week and more have died. And he goes, yeah, Dave Matthews died. I can't believe Dave Matthews died. That's the jerk off. You got the wrong jam band.
That's not what you said. You said, who's the next celebrity to die?
And you said, oh,
And I said Dave Matthews because I kept getting him mixed up with Jimmy Buffett when Jimmy Buffett died.
you're a promoter. You're talking. I don't know if I can trust what you're saying. You might be making that up. I don't know, Dave. He just smiles at me and laughs. But no, we lost Jimmy Buffett. We now know that Evan was a fan of his music. I don't mind Jimmy Buffett. Who doesn't mind Jimmy Buffett? Got a lot of money, too. Who else? This hit Brandon hard in there. Broke it, Brandon. Steve Harwell, the lead singer from Smash Mouth, 56. Probably drugs and alcohol, I believe. Some kind of liver failure. What was he? All-Star? Hey, now, you're an all-star. He had I'm a Believer from Shrek and Walking on the Sun. You were devastated about that, you said, Brandon.
Yeah, he grew up listening to that kind of music. So, heard it in Shrek the first time, and it's just a good, great song.
That's her fucking personality, Brandon.
He's back. There he is. He's talking to us. And then the guy that Dave,
What'd he say?
he said, you're Mr. Personality.
I don't do well on camera.
Oh, you do great. You sell yourself short. The other guy we lost was Gary Wright. I believe that's more from Dave's childhood because he was 80. He's the guy that sung Dreamweaver. Dreamweaver. Do you know that song?
Yes, I do.
I believe I can get you through the night. You requested I sung it. The ratings have dropped. So a lot of people.
Let's talk about the tattoo you're getting.
I'm not getting a tattoo. I don't do tattoos. I'm very.
Listen, chime in. Chime in.
I'm not.
because
I won't do it.
Listen, if we get 100 comments.
No bullshit.
100 comments that say, yes, do it. Brian Socia is getting a heart
No, I'm
BKFC tattoo on his arm.
Henna ink.
You are.
Or temporary tattoo.
You're getting
How
it.
much you getting paid for it?
You're keeping your job.
So how much am I getting paid for it?
Nothing.
Yeah, it's like my job. That's what I'm saying to you. So let's just talk. We talked about death now. We got that out of the way, Dave. You wanted to discuss that. That's done. What I want to get into now is the BKFC race car. I'm very excited about that. We said we'd give an update on that as well. See how it did at Daytona. It was the Daytona racetrack. You can see it here. It's pretty cool. I don't know what just happened there. I get scared. Lorenzo the Juggernaut Hunt was posing with it. You could see all the different things that were going on with the race car. Now, I don't know if you heard about this yet. I'm sure you have, but apparently there was a giant wreck. So the first time the race car, I don't know if they got part of the wreck. I don't follow NASCAR. I don't know if they had to pull it out, but they had to pull the car out of the race, which made me kind of, I wanted to see us win, do well, but, live to fight another day. But I thought Eddie Alvarez said the best thing when the race car driver posted. We have a graphic about this. Eddie put this up. There's the car, and they're saying that, they crashed. Look what Eddie says in the comments there. Can you read that, Dave? Can you see that? It says, BKFC loves crashes. Go hard or go home. It's the truth. We love devastation like that. We like watching it.
It was actually funny because Eddie Alvarez's cousin is a driver in that race, and we thought, because he sent him the BKFC picture, the car, and he's like, dude, I think my cousin is driving this car. This is crazy, but it wasn't his cousin. He was driving another car, but he was at the race. He had fun. I actually got on the plane, and I had to get off because I had some issues at the venue that I had to get off and take care of that.
I know you're disappointed about that.
Listen, there's two ways to do this thing, right? You either win the race and everybody takes your picture, or you get no crash and they all take your picture, and you get really good notoriety.
It's like a spectacular knockout.
So
it's the same idea.
We won.
Yeah, I agree. We did win. Okay.
We won by not winning.
I thought you were a little nervous to get on the plane.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, you don't like planes? You like Mr. T? If they put you out like B.A. Baracus before you fly,
Well, I mean, one of the wings fell off.
Oh, geez. Well, yeah, I wouldn't just fly in a circle all day.
Nah, it was. I just had to take care of some stuff, and
no, appreciate you doing that. Well, I mean, look, we like to also do the mailbag here now that we gave the race car update. I know you sat in for these before. If you want to email us something, you can always send it in anything you want. Pictures, we'll hang them on the wall.
Come over there and snatch you up off that couch. It's time for mail call.
See, I'm not in the studio for a week, and I forgot we had a sounder. Thank you, Evan. So, yeah, you can send stuff in. We'd love to hear from you if you get an interview with a fighter, whatever. Send it in. If we can put it on, we will. Some cool stuff that I saw online this weekend, over the last week or so. People didn't believe that Brian Duran clip that we showed a couple weeks ago. They didn't believe he was really hitting a hammer. So he wanted to prove that. So let's show the clip of Brian Duran showing you why he's really punching a hammer. Actually, he's smashing the hammer. Let's check that clip out, Dave. Look at this.
So y'all see how real this shit is. All right.
I'm pretty sure I saw you mouth "damn" when he was doing that. Is that what you look? You look shocked. Is that? I mean, you fought professionally with gloves.
If it works for him, that's great. But
how does that? That's
dangerous. Man.
But he had no look on his face that he had any pain. He's just sitting there like it's everyday stuff.
Listen, if his knuckles are really conditioned like that, he's got a long career here.
Yeah, it's over, dude. I thought that was interesting. And, Brian Duran always putting cool stuff up on Instagram, so make sure you follow him, showing how tough his knuckles are. We've seen it time and time again. We like showing that stuff. Also, you talk about guys training or just having fun out there punching stuff. There it is, bucked up burp. Evan, the comment section, that guy's going to be mad at you again.
That was for that Nancy who had a problem with that last week.
Do you think that's a problem if Evan has a bucked up burp once in a while? Because in the comments, they were just chastising him about it.
I mean, look, if you know Evan, you expect that kind of shit out of him.
Yeah, you do. And worse. So let's talk.
By the way,
Evan's
getting married next week.
Is that next week?
Next Friday.
Is that Friday? Ooh.
Next Friday.
Evan, are you excited?
Hold on.
he's thinking about that answer. Yeah, dude.
He's trying to find the sound.
That was a good sound.
Yeah, the gang will all be there.
Yeah, maybe we'll get some footage. I don't know.
Yeah, I think. Why don't we do a podcast from his wedding?
Well, because we'll all be drunk and we'll sound like
it'll be fucking great.
BFKT.
You know what? We'll do an IG live.
Maybe we will.
Let's do an IG live.
That would be fun. Can we do that from your wedding?
Yeah.
And isn't
well, I don't know, because if they know where it is, somebody's probably gonna fucking mail a bomb there or something.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. If we go live from there. Also, wait, we should announce it. I don't know if people know this. Is he called Pastor? Pastor Nathan Shook will be marrying you.
The officiant Nate. Yeah, the matchmaker.
Marrying you. Yes.
And I'm giving a speech.
You are giving the speech.
Yep.
Can you give us a little technique, what it might sound like a little bit of something, or no?
I absolutely can't.
It's got to come from the heart, huh?
It's a good one.
Yeah. When my brother got married, I said, and the crowd gasped, and it wasn't even that dirty. I ended it with, you're gonna have a lot of ups and downs in marriage. Let's make sure your only ups and downs are in the bedroom. And the place, I'm like, come on, it's not that bad. You probably have something better, don't you, Dave?
Something. I'm not
Can't
spilling
wait in front of my whole family.
I don't know. Man.
If he gets on the mic, we'll make sure
I have too much honor to do that.
Is that like something you made up, or is that something people know? The honor joke.
I don't know.
All right, look it up online about best man speeches. You can a lot of honor.
This isn't online. This is a good one. I mean, the one that I'm really giving, it's a good one.
All right, we're looking
everybody is going to be like,
yeah, I'm sure they are going to be. All right,
just get Kate prepared.
Oh yeah, you have to warn her.
She's ready.
I'm sure she's ready. She's ready for the wedding night. You know, did you make love on your wedding night, Dave? Because I'll tell you what I did. I'm not going to lie. We looked at all the money we made. We just opened the cards, and then I wanted to roll around the money, and I was too drunk and tired.
So let me tell you exactly, really what happened. I mean, obviously, getting married, you were planning on going back to the room. We were in Key West and, have a beautiful night together. But I have a stepdaughter, Haley, who is Christina's daughter, and she was 10 years old at the time, and she didn't want to be in the other room, so she actually laid in our bed, and I was like, I guess this is what I married. And I was like, it was like a damn, but also like a happy moment at the same time. It was pretty cool. But to answer your question, no, I did not.
There you go, Evan. You're the last of us here, last of the Mohicans, if that's a word, getting married of the team that I know of. You better make sure you take care of that, right?
I'll be taking my bucked up deer antler velvet, that's for sure.
I was setting you up for that. I'm so glad you picked that up, dude. The deer antler. I got to try that. You got to try. We walking around like this all the time. It'll be nuts. So yeah, we'll have fun at the wedding. We'll try to get you some content from that. Evan seems
Why
cool
will we walk around like this? What does that mean?
Yeah, like Pee Wee. Pee Wee knows.
All right.
So stupid, dude. So I want to talk about, we were looking at the videos, how these fighters put stuff on Instagram. This guy, he hasn't fought first in a while. I don't know if he ever will again. Chris Sorrow. He was knocking trees down. I know Evan chopped a tree down last week with an axe. He did it with his fist. Let's look at that. So, I mean, it's a rotten tree. I know I probably still couldn't break it. I mean, thoughts on that? Dave, you gave thoughts on Brian.
I don't know. I mean, look, it was a rotten tree, right? So I don't know if it was hard or not. I really like Chris Sorrow, man. He's a great guy. He's got a great story, man. And that was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. A rotten tree, not a rotten fighter. We love Chris Sorrow, so we're glad to see what he's up to.
He's a good guy, man.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I love Chris. And then the other thing we found online, this was interesting. Somebody sent this in, actually. We have Joe Hitman Elmore. He's coming up in a co-main event fight against Dustin Pegg. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But a guy sent this in. Look at this. Watch this.
Let me tell you something, folks. Don't be fooled by cheap imitations. Joe Elmore, there's only one real hitman, and you're looking at him. I am the excellence of execution. And if you want to step in the ring with me, you're going to find out firsthand why I am the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
Look at that. That guy was so fired up. He dressed up like Bret the Hitman Hart. If you don't know who that was, he's a former professional wrestler. And he gave I would like to see a little more intensity out of that, but I respect it. He doesn't like that Hitman's taking his name.
That was good. That was definitely good.
Would you sign that guy?
For character development.
Please, God, no. No. But yeah, so a lot of people excited about Joe Elmore. We'll get into that a little later as well. But the things that I'm excited about other than that is the fact this Mike Perry stuff that we've been talking about. And Mike Perry being signed, we mentioned it earlier. And we're doing a thing called Pick a Fight. I saw somebody, let's see what they put in here so far. I asked them, and you guys can do this too because we're on a little bit of a lag still if you haven't done it. Who would you like to see Mike Perry fight next? Let us know in the chat. And hold on, see what people are saying here. I know that the division's very interesting to me. Here's somebody, Big Ben, saying Perry versus Cowboy. That'd be a fun fight. What's that mean? Heard Brandon can get 3 hot dogs in at once. That's what that says from Big Ben. But the bottom line is it looks like the Cowboy was the one. People are still mentioning him now. The division is interesting to me for Mike Perry. If we watch who he would fight in that division, I mean, to me, if you look at it, you get Dakota. That's not a fight we're going to do. Francesco, I don't see that happening right yet. Doug Coltrane, I don't see that happening. Mike's number 1 in the division. You got a champion who I know wants to fight, who Dave Mundell. They want that fight. Dave does, of course. I know they fought before in MMA, and I think that I think Perry won that. I know I saw some kind of clip online. I didn't get to watch. You can watch it on YouTube. It was an MMA fight, but this changed the game. Here's somebody else saying Cowboy. Someone said get. Swervo Cruz says get Connor. Kyle Mish saying Mundell for sure, for show. A lot of people saying Cowboy. Here's an Eddie Alvarez. So the fans are speaking about who they want to see. If we're looking at just the division, it's got to be Dave Mundell. But if we're looking outside the division for like dream fights and stuff, what are we thinking here, Dave? Can you give us anything?
I have something in my head. We're trying to paper this thing up this week. We're going to announce it by September 15th, definitely by September 15th. Mike Perry's next move. Also, a slew of other big name signings that we have that are getting signed right now. We're going to do that announcement. We're working out that announcement right now. We're waiting on a couple approvals from a couple major states that have been lobbying for a year, and it looks like we got approval on both of those. So we're going to be able to announce everything simultaneously. It's big stuff for BKFC. It's really big stuff in the growth of BKFC for the United States and really around the world, man. It's going to be a phenomenal events that we're going to do, 2 of them in December, and they're back-to-back events, and they're going to have stellar names on there. They're really going to move the needle for us.
Well, that's going to be exciting. I'm looking at the chat here. Everyone's very excited. Kyle Mish saying Robbie Lawler. You're saying Wormsworth says Till. That would be an interesting fight. There's a lot of that people want to see. So we're excited to see what comes next. I'm very tired of you coming on the show and just saying we have these major announcements, but then you never tell me. You never give them me. You give them to other people. Do you not like our own show?
Let me tell you why.
Why?
And this is going to not come over well with you.
Don't be a dick.
Because of the 10 people watching your show aren't a big enough platform for us to make this major announcement on.
I quit.
No, I'm kidding. Listen, it's just timing. Timing is everything. And if I can break it here, next Tuesday I will. I said by September 15th. We're waiting on a few things. I mean, it could be, but I'm telling you, when I tell you this time, like really, sometimes I put the cart ahead of the horse. Mind-blowing major announcements, game-changing announcements for us.
So this isn't like a thing where you're like, yeah, it's going to be cool for us. This is huge.
This is huge.
Is this part of, let me ask you this then, is this part of a couple weeks ago and people were hitting me up, you came in here, you didn't enter the studio, I don't think, but you showed on your phone in the production studio about something that was going to be huge for us. Is this part of that?
Yeah, somewhat of that, yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
All right, cool. Well, we're looking forward to that.
It's game-changing stuff. Look, we've been working hard. Look, I've got the best team in combat sports. I feel I got a really hard-working, passionate team that really wants this thing to do good, not just there for a paycheck. And that's why I think everything is really starting to turn the corner right now. We have some major stuff going on, like really, truly major stuff. No bullshit, like not sitting here going, oh, how I used to do like 10 years ago in junior, we get pissed at me.
Yeah.
Big news coming. And then,
on Facebook.
I don't
huge
say it.
Deal.
real game-changing stuff for us that we're going to announce, a little bit at a time. Major partnerships with sponsors that we announced, a couple major guys that we are actually brought into the team that a lot of people in combat sports already knows. That's going to help blow this thing up. Platform deals and fighter announcements and events. It's really been. I know we haven't thrown a lot of big news out there lately, but we've been working on it all.
Yeah,
and we brewed something really big up, and we're going to drop that. And I think I do wish that things went a little faster and that we could have rode that momentum wave from the April 29th event. But this is how the business works, and sometimes things don't move as fast as you wanted to. But they did get to the finish line, and we're going to have some major announcements.
So we'll start moving a little more quickly. I'm excited about that and excited to watch this thing blow up, as I know the fans are as well. Other than that, I mean, I feel like we should get to. I'm going to go out of order.
So
here.
wait, we also. Do you remember last week? I think you were in my office. I'm not sure, and we talked about doing the Christmas show again.
Yes, I guess so.
So you don't.
I don't think it was me. Yeah.
Okay.
Are we doing it again?
We're going to do the Christmas show, and the Christmas show is we're probably this year we're going to give away over $25,000 in cash and gifts to people that have been that really need it, that have been around for a long time, and that need our help, that have been supportive to us. It's just something that we really want to do, and as we're growing, we want to give back even more. But the special announcement that I have about this is, and I don't want to take away from the goodness that we're doing, but Travis Thompson is going to be my official elf.
Is he going to be? Travis wants to get back on the show.
Travis is going to be the elf.
I would love him to come and dress.
So you got
elf.
a Jewish Santa Claus and a fighting elf.
I think you should come and dress as Santa. He should be your elf. I really believe that.
He's he's the elf. Listen, I told him if he wants to fight anymore, he's the elf.
Dave Wormsworth saying, Dave, Texas, when?
Ooh, man. Could that be coming soon?
That could be a big announcement. And I also want to say that you were talking about the different sponsorship deals and stuff. And people that are watching might be like, who cares about a sponsorship deal? But what that does is it makes it easier for us as we can get more money on those sponsorship deals and level up. It helps us in a lot of ways. So that's really important too. So love the Christmas show, Big Ben says. That's how I got in where I am. I guess that is. Yeah, it is because he won something from us. That's right. I forgot about that. So that's what we like to do, be transparent. You know what's coming up now. You know some of the stuff from Dave. And what I was going to say is, Dave, they're going to kill me, but I'm going to go a little out of order since Dave's still here. I don't know how much time we have with him. I know he's very busy. But I want to talk next about BKFC 50. I want to kind of skip over the counter events. We'll get to the counter events later. BKFC 50. Main event. You got Lorenzo Hunt, unstoppable. I mean, one loss, undefeated otherwise. And just amazing us over and over again. The Mike Richmond thing, amazing, just continuously amazing us. Then you got undefeated Camozzi, Chris Camozzi coming in. Long-time combat sports vet. He's been here forever. He's huge in the area. He's like the guy there. The crowd's going to be completely behind him, which Lorenzo's used to. But, I mean, you're the president of this company. This is a fight that I know fights probably aren't going to happen unless you want to see him, too. This is a fight you want to see, too, right?
I love this fight. I think it's a great fight. I think it's a competitive fight. I think you have two guys that really have a lot to prove still. Lorenzo Hunt, he happens to be one of my favorite fighters on the organization, not just because of the way he fights, but because of how he promotes the company. He's always pushing bare knuckle. He's always doing what he has to do. And the thing about Lorenzo Hunt is just a little different than a lot of these guys. He's fighting for something a little different, right? Like he grew up, he had a rough upbringing, he didn't have a lot, and now he's fighting really to change his life, like to change his whole entire life. And I think that's why he was able to get up off the deck from Mike Richmond and end up knocking him out, because he's fighting for a different reason. But then you got a guy like Chris Camozzi, who is successful in his own right already in his career outside of fighting, but has a lot to prove also as being the hometown guy and fighting for the championship. I mean, Chris Camozzi has just been an absolute pleasure to deal with this whole entire process, from dealing with him all the way up till now. Always wants to help us. We're helping him back. So I'm very excited about this match. It's going to be an incredible matchup. I don't know. I don't know who to pick, man.
It's
going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a firefight, no doubt, because neither of those guys know how to just dance around. They're going to bang.
They are, and it's gonna be fun to watch. And then the co-main event on that show, we got Cuddly Bear Copeland coming back, who pretty much took out Greg Hardy. It was last time, I believe. So now we're seeing him come back. We're excited for that as well.
Wrong.
No, Copeland actually. Listen, if
who was Copeland?
No,
Copeland.
Cuddly
Bear Copeland was Denver, right?
Copeland fought Big Ben.
Big Ben, that's who it was.
He fought Big Ben Rothwell. He got beat by Big Ben, but he showed that he came there to fight. He was in the fight, and then Big Ben's power and everything just got the best of him. But Josh Copeland's coming back here. He's fighting Steve Herlanis, who Steve Herlanis is a former cruiserweight boxing champion of the world.
Yep.
He fought for us once. He already won, and he's coming back for this fight. So that should be an exciting matchup as well.
So,
but how did you get that wrong?
Here's how I got it wrong. Because I'm thinking as you're talking, I don't want to dig myself deeper here. Copeland. First of all, one of the nicest guys I've ever met in my life.
So nice.
He's a wonderful dude.
Nice.
That's why he's Cuddly Bear, I guess. Always dressed to the nines, looks great, and comes out to like a pro. Who beat Greg Hardy? Why can I not remember this? Was it Watson?
Josh Watson.
Yeah, so this is what I want to bring up.
The big white guy.
It's better than doing the other way, dude. That causes me trouble. But Josh Watson, actually, we have a guy, No Quarter, always, who's been sending me these messages. He wants Watson versus Rothwell. That's why I was screwed up in my head here. Watson, Rothwell. Is that something we ever might see?
I mean, we offered it to Watson in the past. I think he had an injury or he wasn't able to train as much, but we offered it to him and he wasn't able to take that fight. Actually, that last fight when Copeland fought him. So we did offer him then.
I got switched. That's why. All right, got it. Well,
he's got to get back in there. He's got to get another win and, get people. Look, why most of the time why people fight for the championship is obviously they're beating people and they're the second best in the division, or maybe the best in the division. But it's because the crowd, the fans, the people are asking for this fight. And we try to be a fan-friendly company and give the fans the fights they want to see. I mean, not all the time does that add up, but we try at our best.
No, we definitely do. And I always talk about how important the prelims are. I'll go on and on about that. But I can tell you this, on the prelims coming up for Denver, we have a female fight. They're always fun to watch. Courtney Cameron coming back. She was impressive last time we saw Courtney. I believe she was draw against Gabriella Roman.
Yep.
But it was impressive. And the first time out, Crystal Pittman, who's tough as nails, she beat her. So I'm excited to see her coming back and just see what else we're going to do. So she's 1-0-1. So it's going to be good to see Courtney.
I mean, Denver always comes with the crowd, man.
They're insane.
It's going to be a great event.
It's going to be loud. It's going to be nuts. So we're looking forward to Courtney coming back, too. And then the other thing I want to talk about while you're here is BKFC 51 thoughts. So Salem, Virginia at this point. Excited about it. We got Britton Hart versus Melanie Shaw, who's coming off a fight recently. Actually, was it last event? She's fighting Britton Hart for the title.
2 events.
2 events ago. Thank you. Thank God for you, Evan. Everything blends together for me. But, yeah, we're excited to see that fight. Women in the main event. There's some other great fights on that show as well. What do you make of this fight, Dave? I know it was exciting to hear you talk about Lorenzo and
I think that it's Melanie Shaw, who no one really heard of until the last time that she fought. She fought in England. She did good, but she fought here against Sydney, who I thought personally that Sydney was going to walk right through her. Just because the way that Sydney performed her first fight, I was like, wow, this girl can fight, man. And I thought she was going to walk right through her. And she proved me right in this point that I always say I'll take will over skill any day of the week. And her will, she just kept walking her down and walking her down and walking her down. And she walked her way to a victory, man. So it was incredible to see. And we had another idea for the championship for challenger for Britt, but she was injured. She wasn't able to take that fight. So we asked Melanie if she was healed up enough. She said yes. She's coming back. She said, David, thank you for everything. I'm going to take this championship belt home. I know no one believes in me at all, but I'm taking this championship belt home.
Well, that's awesome. You want that from a fighter going in. I mean, is she going to be a problem for Britain if she keeps walking her down? We'll see, because Britain's tough as nails too. And
she's learning how to box really good too. So definitely an uphill battle for Melanie Shaw, but I can't count her out after her last event.
And a shout out to Mrs. Shaw. I think we did it last week. She's like 60-some years old. I was told she watches the show every week. So we appreciate you watching.
Awesome.
The other thing I want to talk about, I'm very excited, is Joe Hitman Elmore. We talked about him earlier. Co-main event. Looking forward to Joe Elmore versus Dustin Pegg. Dustin Pegg versus Joe Elmore, however you want to say it. Now, this is going to be a great fight for numerous reasons. But before we get into talking about the fight, Elmore's already on the hunt, man. Elmore took this graphic and changed it to this graphic. This graphic.
Give me a
and
second,
changed it
Brian.
to this graphic. Dave, he took this graphic.
Forgot about that one.
And changed it to this graphic, Dave. Did you know that? Dave,
what's
what
wrong
did he
with
do?
this guy?
What did he do, Dave? He took what graphic, changed to what? You try it. Maybe it'll work for you, the Prez.
He took this graphic and changed it to this graphic.
Evan, do you want to try? Do you want to try, Evan? Maybe it'll work for you.
Evan, put that pink slip up there. He took this graphic.
That was good, too. That would have been
to
perfect.
this graphic.
It would have been perfect and changed right to the graphic. There you go.
Wow.
So Elmore, see, he's got pegged, whatever that might mean. I'm not quite sure. He's pegged to lose. Is that what that means, Evan?
Yep.
I don't know. What's that? I really don't know. I'm on.
Pegged?
Yeah, pegged to lose.
You would know.
I don't get it. Am I missing something, Dave?
You know about pegging.
It's like another name for horseshoes or something. You throw it. I don't know.
Yes.
Well, anyway, pegged, whatever that means, with the lipstick and his beautiful earrings on, and he calls it the people's main event with Joe Elmore. So Joe Elmore's already trying to build this fight, and Joe is a guy that's going to fight until he can't walk anymore. Joe, we've seen him bite his tongue off pretty much. We've seen him just walk through pain, bleed. He's a fun fighter to watch. Joe, you're going to get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. This is a compliment. Whether you win or lose doesn't always matter to me. Joe's a guy I just want to watch fight, whatever fight he's in. And I think it's going to be a fun fight to watch. Where are you at with this fight, and what are you thinking?
I mean, another fan favorite fight. Two guys that don't know how to back up. Two guys that aren't really boxers and they had to dance around. Two guys that are coming to each other. Former UFC veteran Dustin Pegg. I believe he's 3-0 with us now. I know he's 2-0. He could be 3-0 with us right now. Got off the deck his last fight, got back up and knocked the guy out. Great performance by him. And Joe Elmore, I mean, what can I say about him? He always comes to fight. He's a Tasmanian devil. He just keeps coming. He walks to you. He throws from everywhere. You know, he'll eat shots just to give back one shot. It's a great fight. It's a great fight, and I can't wait to see it. That's going to be September 29th in Salem, Virginia. Yeah, tickets on sale, bkfc.com to grab them. You get there, and, of course, you can order the app, too, bkfc.com. You're getting all this content for $7.99 a month. It's absolutely incredible. It looks like the fans are talking in the chat. What is pegged? Like a peg leg pirate? So Augie doesn't know either. Russell Maxim's laughing. Brandon, you're amazing, Big Ben says. So he's complimenting you on your mistakes. Anyway, that's what the
He said, thanks. I don't know if you heard that. The one guy complimenting you. I love it. So that's going to be a great card. You can look at the website, bkfc.com. There's other bouts as well. We'll talk to them, and we're going to have some of these guys come on soon. I know that Joe was looking to do a face-off with Dustin on the biggest podcast he could find. So, Joe, that could be something we could do here. If you're interested, just let me know, and we could get you guys going and have them go at it. I think that'd be fun after seeing that pegged comment with the lips and stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the other thing I want to get into here, Dave, while you're here is I want to talk about some cool stuff that's going on. I don't know if you're aware of this or not. You should become aware of this. There was a documentary filmed on us in New Orleans. It was James Lilly's guy. And it went to YouTube and stuff, but now it's being accepted in film festivals. We have a graphic. It's called A Warrior Poet, or The Warrior Poet, I'm sorry. And here you see, he's pleased to announce the documentary has made its way to the Wales Film Fest. So that's cool. This is going to help promote us.
Yep.
This is going to help Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship even more. And a lot of our staff, I don't know if you're in it, a lot of our staff's in it. I was in it. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, they took a lot of footage. They gave them permission there because, they were having trouble getting access to everything. Nice guys, man. James Lilly, one of the nicest guys I ever met in fighting. Just a really nice guy. And I don't know if you talked about it a lot, but he's a poet. Like he has poems. All the time. He has poems published in books and magazines and things like that. And he's a hard worker, and I can't wait to get him back. He's actually told me he wants to drop to 145 now, so that's going to be interesting to see.
This guy loves fighting. Just in talking to him, just outside of fighting, how much he loves it. To him, fighting's like a vacation. He gets to go on a vacation and fight, and that's what he kind of said to me. And James, you're right. He's a wonderful guy. He actually has a book coming out where he's going to be published in, and we've read some of his poems on the show. I mean, I don't know if you're a poetry guy. You're probably not, right? You're not, are you?
Do you know my mom actually had some poems published in a book as well?
Really?
When she was paralyzed, yeah, it was pretty cool.
Now, was your mom paralyzed? Was it the entire body, or was it just the waist down?
From the neck down.
So she was able to still do the poems and all like that. And she did art too, didn't she? Actually paint or something? Was that your mom?
Yeah, man. Yeah, she painted with a toothbrush in her mouth, and she had a pencil in her mouth, and she would type. So it was pretty cool.
Really?
It was remarkable. Yeah,
that's pretty amazing, dude.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
So that's where you get your can't stop you attitude from, probably.
Absolutely, man. So it's everything I do is a testament to my mom. My mom was just one of the strongest people I've ever seen in life, really. And
do you still have any of her paintings?
Yeah, it's in my office.
Oh, that's from her. Yeah. Which one?
There's two different flower sets that she painted with her mouth.
Wow,
really awesome.
That's incredible. But
yep.
So now you know a little more about Dave too. I think the art was absolutely amazing that she could do that. But the other thing I want to talk about, other than checking out that documentary on YouTube, I'll post a link on my Twitter and stuff. It's really good. It's well done. The other thing I want to talk about, getting off the documentary, congratulations to you guys on that, is Prospects 1. And Evan, you can kind of weigh in on this a little bit. We talked before the show. The first Prospects that we did, it's shot. It's going to be ready fairly soon. Do we have some kind of release date you're thinking on that?
Yeah. So it's not really Prospects, though. I mean, it goes into Prospects, but it's the tryouts, Prospects, it's the whole entire package.
Oh, you're putting it all together. I didn't realize that.
Yep.
That's news to me.
It's another week late. It's going to be another week from what we were going to say.
No, we just were like behind the scenes with cameras all week and kind of shot it from a different angle. So we got backstories on the people and
it's awesome.
Shit like that.
And the tryouts.
Now, Dave, did you already go on?
Tryouts is a different piece.
And the tryouts.
Put it all together.
The president's confusing Evan now. Now we're going to have a weird piece.
No.
Let's unpack
I must have
this.
missed that on our Monday call.
Yeah, right? So the tryouts will be one piece. That features Chris Lytle and everybody like that's traveling around the country trying to find the next fighters, which is going to bleed, it sounds like to me, into the Prospect series. And then with the Prospect series, when we have that ready to release, did you already get seniors' comments? Did you guys already film that, who you were going to pick and stuff? Is that hasn't been released? That's all going to be part of the show, right?
We announced some of the guys that received contracts from the Prospect show. We didn't announce it. We did the filming there, and it's going to debut. When is it?
He doesn't know. He threw a monkey
probably
wrench
by
in.
the end of the week.
So this week?
Yeah.
So I can let everybody know this Friday?
Yeah, I'd say that's doable. Yeah.
Here's the thing about Evan. If you tell him to get something done,
I need a deadline.
Yes, if you give him a deadline, he will die, but it will get done. And I will say, Evan's amazing with that. So
this Friday, Ev?
Yeah, that's fine.
So this Friday, we're good.
All right.
Friday night.
Friday, 11:59 p.m.
After business hour, yeah.
So we're look, if you see it up on the app, the Prospect series, you know how hard Evan worked on it, and we were correct.
I've enlisted Brandon
really
too,
though,
so be careful.
We're joking around here, but this is really, really incredible. So, we talked about this before, that we built it from the we built BKFC from the bottom up, from the top down. You know, like getting the big names in, we call building it from the top down, right? We get these big names in, they get all their fans in, they watch Bare Knuckle, they become fans of it, and then they start watching it. Now we get a real great opportunity to build it from the ground up. From the tryouts to the prospect series to BKFC, you really get to follow the journeys of these guys. Like before it was, did they get picked here? And we do a little backstory on them. Now you really actually get to follow the journey. And I think that's what's going to really turn this thing around, that they can get invested in the fighters. They can get invested in the growth of the fighters, in the trials and tribulations that they had to go through from from tryouts to prospects to BKFC. So it's a complete journey that you're going to be following, and I'm really, really proud of it. And, you know, I hope that Evan's editing can live up to the standards.
It will. His editing's good.
No, really. Evan, if people don't know, Evan Zentar is probably one of the best editors in the entire combat sports industry. Really, really great. Does all his work on time when he's supposed to. But his stuff is just really, really good to watch. He comes up with some really good stuff. So thank you, Evan. And this Friday, you'll be able to see some more of his work.
He will.
12 p.m.
11:59.
12 p.m.
Give him an extra minute.
Let's make sure we're recording here, because I'll be playing this at my yearly review.
I feel like, yeah, right? I was thinking the same thing.
We gave raises last week, so I figured I'd wait till this week.
I see you talking your pockets empty. No, so we'll be looking for that. If it's not up, Evan might not be here next week, but I would guess he would. So we're looking forward to that, the first one. And Prospects 2. That's really cool because we're going across the pond for that one. I think we have a graphic for Prospects 2, the second one coming up. That's coming up on the 14th of October. And
Yeah, 14th of October in England.
Yeah, I can't see because my monitor's not on the wall.
October 14th in England, and then we're coming back November 10th. We'll do our next Prospect show. That will be in Virginia. And then we're going to do one in December to close out the year.
Keep it up.
And then we're going to make a bunch of announcements in December. I mean, I'm just so psyched for 2024. It's obviously going to be our biggest year ever, but we have some really, really great stuff coming up. It's going to be awesome. Really, truly is, man. And I can't wait for next year. I can't wait for the rest of this year. We have some great bangers coming up. These announcements coming up next week. But, Brian, peace out. I'm out.
Peace out. I could tell because they said keep the graphic up so you wouldn't cross the camera.
Actually, I wanted to comment. Why are
I had a question.
Why are the addresses so weird?
Yeah, what do you got?
Hold on real quick. We'll talk about the address in a second. There's a comment here from the Fuse UK. He said that Bryce Henry called out James Lilly on the podcast the other day. That would be a great fight. Thoughts on that?
It is a great fight, but like I said, James Lilly wants to drop to 145.
And he did say that.
And Bryce Henry is, man, he's special.
He's tearing it
man.
up, dude.
145, James Lilly. It's
going to be a little.
James Lilly, Kai Stewart. Imagine that fight.
We'll see. There's a lot of good fights you can do with this.
Kai Stewart has a tough fight coming up.
I can imagine.
Or even James Lilly, Howard Davis.
There's, you know what
There's a lot of great.
I kind of wish right now that there wasn't even a 145 champ, because I would love to put together an 8-man tournament for the 145.
I don't know how you'd find the 8. They'd be hard to find 8 because there's so many in there.
No, I got
them in your head.
Yeah, I got a good 8 that I think would really stand out, and I wanted to do something, but you know, it's not going to work for this one. But
can't we just start stripping people of titles and put on tournaments? It doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way, Dave?
Doesn't really work that way.
I don't know. You know this more than I do. But I wouldn't strip that title anyway. I love that guy. So Feldman's out of here. They were very excited that you came on today in the chat, Dave. They're all saying,
see you guys.
They're all saying, God bless Mama Feldman. Mama Feldman's amazing. They're giving your mom some polite stuff in here. I like that in the chat. What about the last Denver event, the documentary? Is that coming out soon? I don't know what he's talking about. Oh, the reality show. They're filming a reality show on us as well. That's I think that's still going, right?
Yeah, okay. Absolutely. So, we signed a deal on that. That's one of the announcements we're going to make next week. Ungloved, the unscripted drama. It's going to follow the fighters again. Like I said, from all these different things that we're doing, tryouts, prospect series, all the way up. It's going to get them in their house. It's not going to be like they're all going to live together. We're actually going to catch them in their own,
like their real life. That's pretty cool.
You know, because I feel like what you see with the Ultimate Fighter is great. Listen, it turned UFC around. It's unbelievable. But I think what you're getting there is like they're all doing the same. Every episode is almost the same, right? Yeah. It's people drinking, people fighting in the house, and then them fighting. Here, you got to get the real backstories, like the guys that are getting up at 5 a.m. to run, go to work at 7 a.m., work all day, then go to the gym to be successful in fighting and providing for their family. You see all their struggles, all their trials and tribulations. So it's going to be a really, really great thing, and I can't wait for that to debut. We're also working on a docuseries with a major production studio in Hollywood right now. We're about to sign that deal. That'll be another announcement we're going to make next week, but that's going to air on a major network, which hopefully I can drop that next week as well.
Wow.
But in January.
We're looking forward to that. And the thing is, I know you got to get out of here. You can go. You're dismissed. You can leave if you'd like. Now he's not going to leave if I say that too much.
Well, I mean, Brandon won't take me up there.
Come on, man. Dismiss him before you get dismissed. There you go.
That's Evan.
Oh, that's Evan.
Evan controls that. It's not all my fault.
I didn't want you to leave.
We all throw each other under the bus on the show. So I think that, thanks, Dave. I think that the reality show, I think that the Prospect series, all this is very important.
What's this
outside of just
documentary
being
about?
a fighting fan.
How many fucking documentaries are
I'm
going
getting
on at
confused.
once?
I don't know, man.
We
All I
got
know-
one going on. What's the other one going to do?
Well, we have the Prospect series, right? We're going to have the reality show. Then he said, what was it?
There's another one.
Another one, yeah. Apparently. So, but the point is, it's going to be good because it's going to get our name out there. But more than that, we love the fight fans, but you're here. You know what's good. If you're not a fight fan and we're trying to make this thing bigger and draw people in, I believe that making the Prospect series a little bit of almost like a reality show, I think that's going to draw, somebody who might not normally watch, they might be a little more invested. So I think that's going to be cool. We're looking forward to that. Evan, let's talk about your address problem in England. Evan has a problem with England addresses.
Who cares?
I want to see what you're saying, though.
Well, here, pull it up. Why? They're so weird. Like, what the hell is that?
They're so weird. I don't think the Fuse UK is going to like that, man.
Derby Road, Liverpool, L6, 9B. What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know. Maybe In It Geezer can let us know, or the
like,
the
Fuse
Fuse
in the
UK.
U.S., it's like, 100, whatever, Orchard Road.
Is that where you live, Orchard Road?
I actually grew up on Orchard Lane.
Oh,
That's
Orchard
the first
Lane.
address. And that makes sense. But there's always extra numbers, and it's weird.
Yeah, it is a little weird. And I'll tell you something else about the UK. Maybe because I'm a dumb
Same with their
American.
dates, too.
Yeah,
Their
everything's
dates are all
backwards to
flipped.
us.
Yeah.
And then when you go there, the wheels are backwards. I think we talked about this before, years, like a year
Steering
ago.
wheels?
Yeah, do you remember when DC was driving? He
went down the wrong side
in
of
the
the road.
rain. He's smashing into curbs. I would never drive there ever. I'll just take the double-decker bus. I'm good. Did you drive there too, Evan, or no?
No.
Yeah, would you do that? I wouldn't.
No, I don't trust myself at all.
You know how weird that would be?
No, I just rented a car for Aruba for my honeymoon.
Jamaica?
Aruba.
Ooh, I'm going to take you.
Bahamas.
Ah, you got it. All right.
And I've been
bad.
singing it fucking for a month. But yeah.
So you rented a car?
Mm-hmm.
What kind?
I don't know.
No, you don't even know.
It's Hertz. You just tell them like what kind, and then you tell them like I want a mid-size whatever, and then you get what's there.
There you go. Well, how long's your honeymoon before we go?
A week.
All right. What are you going to do on your honeymoon?
Go to the beach, eat, drink, and turn my phone off.
And not see the outside of your bedroom.
I'm missing Denver though, unfortunately.
Oh,
I tried
man.
to sell Kate on finishing the honeymoon in Denver, but she wasn't.
I'm laughing at you, but I'm laughing at what just came in too. Just Say No's commenting on what you said. They said that no, you Yanks are backwards.
I guess they did it first.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, they were the birthplace of Bare Knuckle. We have to go with what they're saying. Well, listen, it was great to have Dave on today. It was great to hang out. The only thing I think I missed because we jumped out of line. Let's end this with the calendar. A lot of great events
We
coming
have
up.
to do the new signings.
Oh, we missed that too.
Yeah.
Damn.
Here,
We
do
missed
that now.
Let's do the new signs. We've got a lot of them, and I don't get to see these. Dave never tells me if he's coming on. He just shows up, and he's like, I'm going to come on today. I'm like, great.
Yeah,
I'm not
he
going
told
to turn
me
that down.
20 minutes before I had to set up the camera.
Evan's rigging cameras here. Everything trying the
well,
miking, the
you
light.
can't even see the shit.
Whatever.
You
So,
just
yeah, we
take
gotta
it on
change
screen.
So yeah, do it on screen. We have to look at me. Alan Stevenson is a multi-fight deal. I'm trying to. Can we adjust the camera? This has been a chaotic show today. We didn't know all this was going to happen. We're like, whoa!
All right, run through them.
Oh, you're going to hold it up the whole time? There's a lot of them. All right, let's look at these now. You got Brandon Rogers signed to a multi-fight deal. Brandon, congratulations. Chris Hamlet, I think I'm saying that right. Shakespeare fan, I guess. Multi-fight deal. Dallas Manspill. Multi-fight deal. You know, here's the thing. James Rumley. I honestly don't know if I'm mispronouncing any of these names, and I feel bad, but I don't get to see them till now, and they're all so new. Hopefully we can come with spotlights and bios for each one of these people, because I'd love to know more about them, and we can inform you. But these are great signings. I know they wouldn't be signed if Nate didn't believe in. Look at this guy. Joe Ray been signed. Joe Ray ain't messing around. Joe Ray, he's got to be a heavyweight, huh? Look at Joe.
Yeah, a lot of man right there.
A lot of man. Evan likes that. All right, what else do we have? Oh, here we go. All right. Kane Tomlinson, he's going to be fighting coming up in Salem, Virginia for us. Kane, he's been around for a while. I'm glad we signed him to a multi-fight deal. Congratulations, Kane. And let's see. Oh, man. Okay, this guy, wow, he's a big dude. I don't know what weight class he is, but multi-fight deal. Another great multi-fight deal. Look at that. And then the women, Hook'em Phonics. The worst thing for me to do is have to sound names. No, I want to take a look at Michaela. No, go back. Evan's holding the camera. We're fine. Go back. We can see. I want to take a look at Michaela really quick. So she's Michaela. I'm gonna look her up, find out more about her. But Michaela, another one in the female division that Jules Gray just keeps signing female fighters. Hopefully, we're gonna see more of that. Evan, are your arms tired? Yes. Okay, we'll move on. Ryan Diaz signed for a multi-fight deal. Evan is a warrior. Thank God he's using bucked up supplements so he can hold that camera up. All right, let's see who else we have here.
That's it.
Oh, that guy. He would never last.
Then we got you, yeah.
Yeah, look at this. Getting punched in the face. That's what my fight with him looks like. Ah! Ah! All right, let's do ah! This show's out of order today. This is insane. Look at it.
What the fuck?
Thank you, Evan.
Oh, my God.
Joe Ray's going to be a force, Brian Maxwell says. Let's go, Kane. Russell saying, Swervo, the bare knuckle barber, said, make sure everyone's looking good for the events. Brian Maxwell said that's one of his guys. Chris Hamlet. That's awesome. So we're looking forward to seeing all these fighters. Again, these just kind of get fed to me during the show. They say it in my ear and then we throw them up. But I want to start getting bios on each guy or each woman, maybe a couple sentences, and I would like to look them up ahead of time or if somebody give them to me. Bucked up, burp, good job. That would be awesome. So the last thing I want to do now that you guys are still keeping me in line here, let's look at the calendar of events before we get out of here for the day. We talked about September 22nd, BKFC 50, the big 5-0, Hunt versus Kamosi for the world title. That'll be good. Hart versus Shaw for BKFC 51. That's September 29th in Salem. That's another great fight, like Dave DePrez was talking about. And then South Carolina, we just recently announced that we're coming to South Carolina October 20th. Don't believe we have a venue or anything yet that we're going to tell you. We will keep you updated. You can find out more at bkfc.com and by checking the app. Other than that, I mean, we have a lot of other stuff coming up, too. We talked about prospects. We talked about prospects in the UK. Thailand, I know Britton Hart's going to be on that show in the co-main event. Buakal, very excited about seeing him. And I think it's going to be big. I should ask Dave about that, the bare knuckle Muay Thai rules for that fight in Thailand. I believe he said today they were looking into it, but I believe he said it was bare knuckle punches. Did he say elbows, Evan? Did you remember? Punches, elbows. I don't think there's any knees involved.
I think it's all just like strikes from your arms, so punches, elbows.
No headbutts. I know that too. So we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to all the events we have coming up. As he said, Dave said it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Much like if you take this deer antler stuff they've been talking about throughout the show, bare knuckles is just going to explode. So we're looking forward to it. We're glad you're along for the ride. We love that you join us every single week. And actually, what I'd like to ask you to do before we get out of here is share the show, man. Share the love so more people can experience it. We bring them in, and we grow this community. We're looking forward to it. Until next week, get bucked up and knuckle off. Thanks for hanging out. Boom!
Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship presents BKFC 50, Friday, September 22nd. In the main event, Lorenzo the Juggernaut Hunt puts his world title on the line against the undefeated Chris Kamosi. Also, heavyweights collide in the co-main event when heavy hitter Josh Cuddly Bear Copeland knuckles up with former boxing champ Steve Aurelius. Watch history unfold live on the BKFC app. Download it at bkfc.com.